Hey Braves fan, do you really understand a World Series contention chase, or do you just show up when we lock down another National League East title? Think about it. The chop on is a battle cry, not a whisper, and our history of divisional dominance doesn't allow us to sleep through any offseason. We always win. It's our DNA. The dynasty is real, and that's why every move, every signing, even the most inconspicuous prospect, is vital in pursuit of the ring. We're talking about Jalen Payton, an undrafted free agent who arrived quietly, but who now, after a minimal sample size of work, is making scouts in Georgia scratch their heads. No one expected anything, absolutely nothing, because of an injury history that drove his price way down. But that's where the danger of Braves country lies. We find talent where others give up. Payton's 2025 story is a definition of small sample, huge impact. He wasn't even drafted, man, but the story started at Georgia Tech, playing for the Yellow Jackets, where his K/9 was a crushing 10.6, the dream of any reliever, showing that the stuff is absolutely there. Sure, the control was erratic, a BB/9 of 5.2 is hair pulling, but the arm was pure fire. Then he signs and is thrown straight onto the battlefield for games with the Augusta Green Jackets, a baptism by fire the organization wanted to see up close. And the kid delivered. In only 6 innings, Payton limited walks to 3 per 9 innings, a brutal command adjustment, and maintained AK/9 of 9. That fastball of his, in the upper third of the strike zone, was humming, staying healthy, maintaining his fastball velocity during the transition to professional level, was the big hit, his personal victory, which makes us dream of a new key piece for the bullpen. What went wrong? Nothing. What went right was enough to pique curiosity. The upside is undeniable. Now, the projection for 2026 is clear. He will start in Augusta, but promotion to Rome is a target, the next step on our development ladder. If Jalen Payton can maintain that surgical fastball location, with the pitch mix he already has, this undrafted free agent could become the scene stealer of our farm system. The expectation ceiling is low, but, the reality on the field could be explosive. Prepare the tomahawk. Payton might be the reliever we didn't know we needed. Attention, Braves fanatic. It's time to dive deep into the gold mine our organization uses to maintain supremacy in the NL East, because that's how we build a dynasty that ensures the chop on all year long. We cannot afford to stop hunting for talent, and the future of our bullpen depends on finds like the one we are about to analyze. Pitcher Jalen Payton. The Braves' continued success is no secret. While the core offense breaks down barriers and the top rotation does the heavy lifting, the real magic happens in the depth, in those arms that come out of nowhere to close out crucial games in the minor leagues. And that's where Jalen Payton comes in, an undrafted free agent, signed after the 2025 draft. It is crucial to understand what this means. This is not a first-round phenom. It is a low-risk, high-upside project that the Braves front office, known for its surgical efficiency, unearthed on the market. Expectations were null, absolutely zero. They were low because of an injury history that limited Payton's time on the mound with the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. At the collegiate level, he already showed the goods for success, evidenced by a strikeouts per 9 innings rate, the famous K/9 of 10.6, a respectable number that screams power pitcher potential. But the flip side showed why expectations were low. Control was unstable, with a walks per 9 innings or BB/9 of 5.2. In other words, he struck out many, but also surrendered many free bases due to poor command. Inconsistency in command, likely linked to his injury history and limited playing time, was his biggest weakness. But look closely, what did the Braves see? They saw the velocity and the ability to strike batters out. And what happened in 2025 after signing? Payton was sent to our low-A affiliate, the Augusta Green Jackets, where he had a tiny but fascinating sample. He appeared in only 4 games, totaling just 6 innings. 6 innings is a blink of an eye in baseball, but it's enough to raise an eyebrow and pay attention to what might be an absolute free agent steal. Payton's immediate impact was notable, and this is where the technical detail makes the difference. In those 6 innings, his K/9 remained strong at 9.0, proving he still has the stuff to make hitters swing and miss. But the monumental point of improvement was in control. The BB/9 dropped drastically to just 3.0. A drop from 5.2 to 3.0 in BB/9 is a monumental change in a short period, and suggests that our organization's work with him is already bearing fruit. This improvement in control, limiting free passes, is the most promising sign that Payton can be more than just an uncontrolled power arm. The technical report indicates he was locating his fastball well, especially in the upper third of the strike zone. Precise fastball location high in the zone is a modern asset for generating whiffs, and is what differentiates a good reliever from a disposable arm. So what went right? He stayed healthy. That is paramount. The arm held up during the return to action, and the velocity remained consistent at the start of his professional career, which is fundamental for a pitcher who has dealt with injuries. What went wrong? There wasn't enough time on the field to truly draw definitive conclusions. But in a way, that's good, because he finished the season leaving the prospect system with an aura of intrigue, an enigma we can't wait to see resolved in 2026. The organization now knows it has a pitcher with a functional pitch mix, and, more importantly, one who showed the ability to refine his command. The plan for 2026 is clear, and our talent base never stops revolving. Payton will likely start the season in Augusta again, but the chance of him being promoted to the Rome Braves is high if he maintains the health and control he demonstrated. His pitch mix is promising, and if he can maintain that surgical fastball location, he has the real potential to move quickly up the organization's bullpen rankings. Relievers who can combine a high strikeout rate with decent control are valuable assets and the backbone of any team planning to win the World Series, especially when the cost is low. Jalen Payton could be the next unlikely find that strengthens our bullpen for the NL East battles. Expectations remain low, yes, but it is exactly when expectations are low that the Braves usually surprise with talent emerging from nowhere. Keep an eye on Augusta and Rome next year, fan, because that's where our next wave of dominance is being cooked up. Chop on! This is the kind of news every Braves fan loves, isn't it? While everyone looks at the big names who are already carrying the team to yet another National League East title, our development system is there, quietly, finding rough diamonds. We are talking about an undrafted free agent, a UDFA, signed immediately after the 2025 draft, which says a lot about the initial expectations. Zero expectations. Payton came into the system from Georgia Tech University, and his profile was classic. Powerful arm, insane strikeout potential, but with a gigantic question mark. Why? The injury history and command that, frankly, was concerning. Looking at his 15 games with the yellow. Jackets, the 10.6 K/9, strikeouts per 9 innings. Stat is elite. It's the kind of number that makes any scout salivate, but the 5.2 BB/9, walks per 9 innings, lit up a red alert, a sign that the ball was getting away from him too often, that he couldn't put the fastball where he wanted in high-pressure moments. It is the difference between being a dominant closer and being a reliever who blows up the game. But this is where the Braves step in and show why we are the organization we are, why we dominate the NL East. In 2025, Payton only had a microsample, a glimpse of potential. Just 6 total innings across 4 games of Green Jackets in Augusta, but what we saw is enough to impress anyone who lives and breathes baseball. Pay attention to correction. He maintained an excellent strikeout rate of 9 K/9, which shows that his stuff still works. The ball is still tough to hit. But the most important, the game changer, is the walk rate. That 5.2 BB/9 from Georgia Tech dropped to a much more acceptable 3.0 BB/9 in Augusta. This is no coincidence. It's coaching, it's health, and it's the athlete buying into the pitching philosophy the organization demands. It is proof that command, his Achilles heel, is starting to align. What went right for Payton? 2 crucial things. Health was maintained, something fundamental for a pitcher with an injury history, and he managed to maintain fastball velocity. But the detail the news highlights, the icing on the cake, is the location of the fastball in the upper third of the strike zone. For modern baseball, that is the key to everything. Elevated fastballs generate swings and misses. They generate pop-ups. They generate strikeouts. And it is exactly the type of pitch the Braves value in their relievers. Payton showed he can execute that crucial pitch, and that, in 6 innings, already puts him on the map. What to expect for 2026? With UDFA status, public expectations will remain low, and that's where he becomes a secret weapon. The development plan is clear and surgical. Start in Augusta again to guarantee workload volume, and from there, the leap to Rome at high A. He has the pitch mix to succeed, and if he continues to locate that fastball at the top of the zone, as he did in 2025, he has the potential to move quickly up the organization's reliever rankings. The impact of this for us, the fans, it's another piece for bullpen depth. Our team doesn't just rely on superstars. It relies on a system that finds an elite potential UDFA and turns him into a high-performance asset. Payton is an arm that could be big league ready within a 1 to 2 year window if he continues on this command correction trajectory. He is a representation of the Braves' next man up philosophy, the guarantee that we will have quality pitchers coming out of the farm system to maintain dominance in the East Division. Keep an eye on Jalen Payton in 2026. He has everything to be the kind of surprise we are accustomed to seeing wearing the Atlanta Braves uniform. It's time to throw heat and win another title. Chop on, that's right, fanatics. We know what it takes to dominate the East Division. History is there to prove that the mentality is victory. Always. This offense is insane, and the chop on needs to be louder than ever. There is no rest. The World Series chase is now. Keep that energy going. Did you like the analysis? Then the message is simple. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single play, and leave your opinion below. What's the next target? What's the final adjustment needed to sweep the competition? Your comment is our fuel. Thanks, Chop On Nation. Heading toward the title,